My name is Donnell Davis, and this is another video via the Blue Room. I'm generally perceived as a nice guy at work, as a nice guy overall in life, that people usually who know me usually see a smile on my face. Just a happy-go-lucky, very laid-back individual. Try to do the best I can for the family, and I do what's necessary to make it. And I think that here are some tips. I want to actually put out some tips for the ailing gentleman that may be out there, the good guy that may just be a little bit too shy, because I was once there, to just to make it in life. And I just have a few tips that just may make life just a little bit easier for you. Tip number one, smile. A smile will go a long way, and it actually is real simple. It's free. That's definitely always a good thing these days because things are so expensive. It's definitely free to have a good smile on your face. But it also gives you a good temperament. It gives off a good vibe when people see you smile. Even if you're having a bad day, if you wear a smile and look in the mirror, you're actually going to be happy with what you see, because once you perceive happiness, it tends to just roll right in you. And in most cases, having a smile on your face is infectious. It will have others to have a smile. 2, always try for the most part to have an optimistic attitude. Now, that is asking quite a bit, because there's not too much to be optimistic about. But the thing is that there's bad in there. While there's bad in everything, and if you have haters in your life, you will find that the bad things rather easily without even looking for them. But you should always take time to process the good out of everything. The glass isn't always half empty. It's always, if a glass is half empty, it's always half full. So there's always good to take out of any situations, whether it seemed like you hit rock bottom. Because if you hit rock bottom, just look at it this way: it goes no further than rock bottom. And for those who feel that, oh yeah, the rock bottom can bottom out, you have to understand, if the rock bottom has bottomed out on you, that's because you haven't seen rock bottom. And for those whom have and whom's turned their life around, surround yourself. This is going to be tip number 3. Surround yourself with those with the wisdom of seeing a bad side. Surround yourself with people whom been there and done that. This means mostly if you have maybe an uncle or a friend of the family, or someone who's been through a hardship in life, give them a listen to their story. You'd be amazed on how many people who are willing to share their story with others and want to actually see progression in life. And 4, do things that make you feel good about you. And I'm not saying go and gorge yourself on food, because avoid the guilty pleasure sort of thing that's going to cause harm to you in the long run. Like, if you have stress relievers, like go to the gym, read, write, be creative on your own self. Sometimes it's just the simplest gestures go the longest ways. Such as, I write poetry when I have a bad day. Go ahead, whip out a notebook and a pen and get the writing away. Just a positive outward release. And this doesn't mean for you players out there that go and just get whatever woman that you want, especially if you have one, and just go to town. Having a good time isn't quite the same as positive reinforcement in your life. And relationship tips will be another video in and of itself. My last tip that I would just like to bestow upon you guys is just simply be yourself. Don't go out and try to be something for someone else. Because the moment you try to do something to get somebody to accept you or like you other than you, you start to feel a guilt even in your own self. A guilt that is just so, it's rotten. And it's something I used to do as a teenager. And I can tell you from experience that it just never works. As long as you are yourself and are honest with yourself in your heart, in everything you do, you'll always find the good. You'll also find the bad and the ugly, but the good will be right along with it. So just to understand yourself, know yourself, be yourself. And the others that were meant to be around you, or that normally wouldn't gravitate towards you, will, when you find happiness within yourself. Sometimes being in love and having a significant other will bring that out for you, but it isn't quite the same as you being able to bring it out in yourself. To look in the mirror and just be happy with who you are. Because I know there's probably a lot of people out there, whether you have issues with your nationality, being bullied in school and such like that, especially if being bullied, and that's just not a great thing. Find yourself, whether it be any of the tips that I have, whether it be talking with someone. Just make sure that you reach deep within yourself and you can expel those demons that haunt you, the others, external things around you in your surroundings. Master oneself and you can be a master of your environment. Hopefully these tips are very beneficial to people. Hopefully my stuttering hasn't gotten anyone to turn off my videos right away. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I give you 2 likes, a thank you, and please subscribe.